afternoon, Las Vegas. I'm Tom Gregor, President and General Manager of the Machine Network at Ingenu. Excited to be here. Excited to be at the Battle of the Platforms. So judges, I hope you're excited. I didn't bring any PowerPoints with me. It's not the Battle of the PowerPoints. So I brought a platform, and our platform that we're unveiling here for the first time is Intellect. A short 10 months ago, we came to Las Vegas as on-ramp, and we rebranded the company and brought a new go-to-market strategy. And that was bringing the company to Ingenu, which stands for Simply Genius, and also to execute on our machine network plan. We're in the process right now of building the largest IoT network dedicated to low-power, wide-area communications for machines only. In a short 10 months, we've built out 5 major markets in the United States, and we're well on our way to achieving a 30-market build-out here in 2016. And by the end of 2017, you're going to see a ubiquitous RPMA network throughout the United States. Just as we're being aggressive here in the United States, building out our machine network, we're also being aggressive internationally. We're licensing our technology to interested parties that are building out the RPMA technology in their given geography. So coupled with the build-out of these networks to support the millions, tens of hundreds of millions of IoT devices that will be enabled by RPMA technology, we now need to bring a strong platform, a repository of knowledge of RPMA, and that is Intellect. So without further ado, let's jump right into the Intellect platform. Okay, maybe I should have brought a PowerPoint. So the risk of running with our live demo, the Intellect platform is the platform that solution partners, distribution partners, and customers of the machine network will utilize to manage their devices. This is the same platform. It's cloud-based. It's a secure platform that we're also providing to our licensees. Not only are they licensing the RPMA technology and infrastructure, but they're also licensing the Intellect platform. The ROI that brings to solution partners is a common platform for RPMA. Every feature and function that I'm going to show you here today is available through extensive APIs that can talk to a few of these other platforms that we've seen today, can very easily plug in and enable those applications with RPMA technology. So the dashboard screen that you see here is your landing page for Intellect. So just as for our demonstration purposes, I'm logged in as a solution partner of the machine network. My company's name is Supernova, so you'll see that throughout the platform here. I currently have over 3,045 devices as part of my account. Right now I can see I've got 560 of those devices that are currently active. I can see very quickly how much data all of my devices have used month to date. In my network feed, this is where Ingenu, the operator, can communicate to their solution partners. I can send out public messages if we're doing any kind of maintenance, if we're doing any new market launches, which we've been doing a lot of lately. So this is how we can get our marketing information as well as network planned outages, planned maintenance messages to our customers. We do also have a private feed there. If we just need to individually communicate to a solution partner, we can do that as well. The task screen there, that's just essentially a log of all the activity that Supernova solution partner has done on their account, whether that's adding more devices into their account, activating devices, and the like. So let's jump right into our devices screen. Apologize for the live demo here, but essentially our devices screen will bring up all of our 3,000 devices so we can see what we have on our account. All of those column headers are sortable. If I want to add a device, I'll just click on our add button, and right away I can put in my node ID. So if I'm just adding a single device to my account, I can type in the node ID for that device. select a route. This just kind of shows the flexibility that the platform is bringing to our solution partners. So if I wanted to pull data from the platform, I would use our REST interface. And on a given interval, I can pull data out of the platform back into my application server. So for a smart city application of street lighting, I don't need to push that street lighting data out to its end application. I can set it up as a REST interface. Conversely, that same solution partner might be doing a parking meter application for a smart city application. Well, parking meters, they need to be able to process credit card and payment transaction. That's a real-time transaction. It's going to want to use push data. So we give the partner the ability to set up an AMQP route within their application for that device. So each device can be set up differently, push or pull. We give that flexibility to the solution partner to do that. Our tags field is unlimited tags. It's a field that you can tag with any relevant information about the device, about the marketing department that's using it. All of the tags are then searchable within the database. Rate plans, this is where we would, as Ingenu, we would put in the agreed to rate plans for that provider, and they would only see what rate plans they've contracted with us for that would be available for that device. So that was just one device, but to support IoT and the expected millions of devices, import devices. So we take a CSV file and preload it with all of the node IDs of the RPMA nodes that need to go up into inventory for that account, and very quickly they can be imported with exactly that information that we just saw in terms of the routes and rate plans that are there. So let's take a look at some device details and really get into the data that's there, the metadata. So we have our device ID, our node ID. We talked about the different states. So a device could be in an activated state, it could be deactivated, it could be suspended, or it could be in a pre-activated state where we give our solution partners the ability to test their devices in a factory. So preset amount of data or duration, and then it would automatically revert to an activated state. Looking at the device reports, this is that device's usage. So the daily usage is based over the last 30 days. And if we could just scroll up a little bit, Kishore. And then we have our monthly usage. So that average monthly usage is based over the last 6 months. The daily usage is based over the last 30 days. And then we have some graphical formats there representing that data. Looking at the activation history, the next 3 tabs here are real good information for when you want to do some troubleshooting. So we can take a look at the activation history to see when exactly was that device activated. Moving over to diagnostics, this is where we see when that device last communicated with the network. Was it application data that was sent from the device up to the network? Was it an update interval? So we build in control messaging within the technology of RPMA for every device on a given interval to send its message up to the network. So we can see here exactly what's going on with that device. In the join history, we see when that device actually joined the RPMA network. Some relevant data here is the access point that it's communicated to throughout our network, as well as some good information here is if a device falls off the network. If it goes out of coverage or falls off, we give it an exit reason. So you can see exactly why that device is no longer communicating if it had fallen off the network. Akin to a SIM swap in the cellular world, we give the ability to very seamlessly replace a module. So if you have a big piece of equipment and for whatever reason that module has gone bad, you can very easily replace it with a new RPMA node and go in here and process a very seamless transaction to replace that node without replacing the entire device. Jumping back into our dashboard screen, we're going to skip over our routes. We've got a few minutes left because I certainly want to have time for questions for the judges. When we get back into it, essentially there's a whole reporting function. So we were just looking at some reports there. That was at the individual device level. We provide reporting, same 30 days, as well as last 6 months of usage for the entire account. All of that information is readily exportable out to Excel, CSV, PDF, different formats to be able to do that. So that was our reports. We can export the usage there. And then at the bottom there, we can get into our users. And this is where the solution partners can set up the different users with the different roles that we have. We have an admin role, an operator role, and a read-only role. Here is where the user would subscribe to different notifications, whether it's a device overage notification that needs to send an alert out to that user, as well as the different notifications that we saw on the home screen for different network feeds that we push out there. With that, we've got a little under 4 minutes. I'd like to open it up to questions, but before I do, I just want to say all the features and things that we quickly ran through here are, again, fully extensible with our APIs that we make available from the platform.
Wow, 3 minutes and 33 seconds for questions. Well done. First question.
Can non-RPMA devices be displayed on the platform?
Not on Intellect, no. This is
Okay.
for RPMA-only devices.
Okay, but on the other side, though, can an API feed go into another platform to display the results of the RPMA devices?
Absolutely. Okay. So all of this usage statistics and everything can be.
What was the question he asked?
Can the RPMA statistics that are here be displayed in another platform?
Okay.
And yes, absolutely they can.
Okay.
So, Numerex, Eris are what I would consider a distribution MVNO wholesale partner that if they're interested in this technology could very easily integrate into their platforms.
Tom, you didn't talk about applications or anything else related. So this is just strictly a service platform.
This is a subscription management, device management platform. It is not an application enablement platform, but by providing fully extensible APIs, it can feed into other third-party application enablement platforms.
Opening up to the audience for 2 minutes. Questions? Thank you for being close.
You mentioned that it was secure. What type of secure protocols are you utilizing in your?
So from the endpoint all the way to the back end, we're using triple DES encryption on the messaging. On network authentication, we're using AES encryption on that, and then we're using industry standard protocols from our APs back into our data center via SSL. We've got security on the AMQP broker as well as the REST interface for each partner.
Hello. I understand RPMA is on unlicensed spectrum. Can that be used on licensed spectrum, and how easily?
It is not. We made a conscious decision that the 2.4 unlicensed spectrum is exactly where we want to be. It's a universally available spectrum. Build one product once and deploy it globally.
Can you make it on licensed spectrum, though? If, say, utilities want to use licensed spectrum?
We would have those conversations, but we would show you why 2.4 is ideal for RPMA.
Okay, and on that subject, what about interference issues? Can you explain how you manage those?
Oh, plenty of time. We've been deploying this technology for the past 8 years. We have over 300 years of engineering time built into the technology, refining the technology. We have 38 private networks that have been deployed globally that are transmitting more than 9 million messages per day. We are deployed in downtown LA in a very crowded space, but the 2.4 spectrum, 80 megahertz wide, which is a great swath of spectrum, very large. We only need 1 megahertz for RPMA to exist.
Last question.
Hey, Tom, Kevin. I know you have like 30 seconds, so this is probably a question that takes longer than seconds, but do your best. Compare RPMA to LoRa.
RPMA
I can't
to
allow
LoRa.
it. I'm sorry, I do have to cut you off. We're out of time. So there
I'll
will
see
be
you
no
after.
comparisons. I apologize, but them's the rules. Well done, Tom. Round of applause for Ingenu.